Originally debuting on the PlayStation 1 in 1999, Silent Hill offered players a more psychological version of horror, where the general events were both hyper-disturbing and yet always slightly intangible, creating an addictively off-putting atmosphere where the internal psychology is just as horrifying as the external creatures. But even hardcore fans of the franchise will admit the past quarter-century has largely been a dark period chasing the highs of the first few years. Enter Silent Hill F, a new entry which unexpectedly takes place in Japan in the 1960s, a far cry from the American Rust Belt and quite the detour into J-horror. But if the reviews so far are any indication, Neobards Entertainment have delivered an original rendition worthy of the Silent Hill name. Over at OpenCritic, we can see Silent Hill F has already cleared a mighty rating with an 88 top critic average and 87% critics recommendation. And let's kick things off with our very own Dalton Cooper and his glowing 10 out of 10 review. Quote, "The worry I had the combat system would keep Silent Hill F from feeling like a true Silent Hill game dissipated and has now become one of my favorite games in the franchise. Yes, the combat and setting are different, but fans can rest assured Silent Hill F is still very clearly a Silent Hill experience. It even features the franchise's trademark Otherworld, arguably the most compelling one to date." End quote. Combat is a subject we see highlighted by nearly every review, and it makes sense. The best games in the series have combat, but the lesser entries relied too much on it. It sounds like Silent Hill F may have found the right balance. Elena Chappella of Dualshockers echoes the praise in her 9.5 out of 10 review, while also underscoring its tone as its primary method of horror. Quote, "There are so few jump scares in the game, relying solely on the atmosphere and unsettling ambience to make players feel freaked out. Any jump scares that do exist come from being ambushed by an enemy, cue screaming, in ways you'd never expect. The world is ungodly hostile, perhaps more so than any other game in the franchise. This Silent Hill wants you dead at any cost." End quote. And now for balance, let's take a look at one of the lowest reviews, which is still mostly positive in Liam Croft's report for Push Square, saying the signature sense of dread was effective but questioning the general mechanics and enemy types. Quote, "Comparisons have been made to Dark Souls in the lead up to launch, except that besides the fact that Silent Hill F is a difficult game that punishes careless play, it doesn't really play anything like a From Software classic. Despite the heavy focus placed on it during moment-to-moment gameplay, battling monsters lacks depth. Follow a simple routine of wailing on an enemy, then retreating when they attack and going back in for a few more hits. It's routine and basic, but still feels good in the moment." End quote. Of course, there's much more to Silent Hill than simple combat encounters and grimy environments. One of the lower reviews is 3.5 stars out of 5 from MonsterVine's James Carr, who praises the aforementioned graphics and intimidating presentation, but goes on to say, quote, "The actual gameplay of Silent Hill F is its weakest area, with some truly obtuse puzzles and serviceable combat. The game offers 3 puzzle options: Story, Hard, which is considered the default, and Lost in the Fog. On Hard, a few of the puzzles, like a lockbox found in middle school, left me frustrated and confused for far longer than I would have liked. Finding the solution didn't ease this feeling, as the logic of the puzzle still didn't click, even after solving. Most of the puzzles aren't this brutal, but only a few actually felt satisfying to solve. There aren't too many puzzles overall, so these frustrations didn't overwhelm my time." End quote. Again, even the most critical reviews are still recommending Silent Hill F for one reason or another, and it's interesting to see what stands out between one critic to the next as an artistic flourish versus an unrefined mechanic, including Tyler Treese from ComingSoon.net's 9 out of 10 review. Quote, "A constant sense of danger is also what makes some of these puzzles so thrilling to solve. Searching for clues while keeping an ear out for audio cues that signal an enemy is closing in keeps these moments feeling tense. You never feel truly safe, especially as you see the beautiful environments rot away and see the world corrupted. Silent Hill F is the first original and truly great Silent Hill game in over 15 years. Fully embracing its Japanese setting, Konami's survival horror series has never felt so fresh." End quote. And it should be noted, unlike last year's Silent Hill 2, this isn't a remake, meaning the future direction of the entire series is still yet to be determined, but PC Gamer's Ellie Gould in her 9 out of 10 review says, quote, "Silent Hill F is a true return to form, a game that not only can stand properly shoulder to shoulder with other Goliaths in this series, but one that is brave enough to take risks and deploy changes to set the groundwork for what I hope to be the new standard of Silent Hill games going forward." End quote. Silent Hill F releases on September 25th for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. Do you plan on picking it up? Or if you've had a chance to play it, what score would you give Silent Hill F? And what do you think Konami should do next with the franchise? Chat back in the comments below, keep clicking around here at Game Rant, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everybody!